Welcome back to our exploration of the hidden truths buried within the depths of the Bible. Today, we delve into a topic that might just surprise you. Is salt more than just a seasoning? Could it be a spiritual weapon? Join us as we uncover the mysteries behind this humble mineral. From its role as a symbol of destruction in Judges to its significance as a covenant marker in Leviticus, the story of salt in the Bible is rich with meaning. But wait, there's more. How does salt tie into our daily lives? Can our words be seasoned with grace like salt, bringing flavor and light to a world in need of both? As we ponder these questions and more, we invite you to journey with us through the ancient wisdom of the Scriptures. Discover the transformative power of salt and our profound role as the salt of the earth. So, is salt truly a spiritual weapon? The answer may surprise you. Stay tuned till the end as we unravel the hidden truths of salt in the Bible and explore its timeless significance in our lives today. Don't miss out on this enlightening journey. Hit that subscribe button, like, and share to join our community of seekers. Let's embark on this exploration together. Salt is mentioned over 40 times in the Bible, and Jesus even said in Matthew, chapter 5 verse 13, "You are the salt of the earth." But if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything, except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. Jesus imparts a profound analogy, likening his followers to salt. He declares, "You are the salt of the earth." This metaphor carries layers of meaning that resonate deeply with the essence of Christian discipleship. Salt, in ancient times, was valued not just for its flavor-enhancing properties but also for its preserving quality. Similarly, as followers of Christ, we are called to bring a distinctive flavor to the world around us. Our lives should be seasoned with love, compassion, and righteousness, enriching the lives of those we encounter. However, Jesus issues a cautionary reminder, but if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? Just as salt that has lost its taste is rendered ineffective, if we as believers lose our distinctiveness and compromise our values, we risk losing our impact on the world. Jesus warns that salt that has lost its saltiness is no longer good for anything, except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. This serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of spiritual complacency and compromise. As the salt of the earth, we are entrusted with the responsibility to bring light, hope, and transformation to a world in need. Let us heed the words of Jesus in Matthew, chapter 5 verse 13, and strive to remain true to our calling as the salt of the earth, preserving the values of the kingdom, and spreading the love of Christ to all corners of the world. Salt in ancient times was not only a seasoning but a symbol of purity, preservation, and even warfare. In 2 Kings, chapter 2 verses 19 to 22 of the Bible, it talks about the healing of the water in Jericho. The people of the city said to Elisha, "Look, our Lord, this town is well situated, as you can see, but the water is bad and the land is unproductive. Bring me a new bowl," he said, "and put salt in it." So they brought it to him. Then he went out to the spring and threw the salt into it, saying, "This is what the Lord says, I have healed this water. Never again will it cause death or make the land unproductive." And the water has remained pure to this day, according to the word Elisha had spoken. We witness a remarkable display of the cleansing power of salt through the actions of the prophet Elisha. Confronted with a contaminated water source in the city of Jericho, Elisha takes a bold step by casting salt into the waters. The seemingly simple act of adding salt to the water serves as a powerful demonstration of purification. Just as salt has the ability to cleanse and preserve, Elisha's use of salt in this context highlights the transformative and purifying nature of this humble mineral. The story of Elisha and the contaminated waters not only showcases the physical cleansing properties of salt but also carries a deeper spiritual symbolism. It serves as a reminder of the transformative power of God to purify and renew that which was once tainted and impure. In a world marred by sin and corruption, the story of Elisha using salt to purify the waters of Jericho serves as a poignant illustration of God's redemptive work in our lives. Just as salt has the ability to cleanse and preserve, God's grace has the power to purify our hearts and souls, restoring us to a state of wholeness and purity. Let us draw inspiration from the story of Elisha and the cleansing power of salt, remembering that just as salt purifies and preserves, we are called to be agents of purification and transformation in a world in need of God's redeeming love. Yet, salt also symbolizes unity and covenant in the Bible. In Leviticus, chapter 2 verse 13, states, "Season all your grain offerings with salt. Do not leave the salt of the covenant of your God out of your grain offerings, add salt to all your offerings." This verse, God instructs that all offerings be seasoned with salt, symbolizing the enduring covenant between himself and his people. The act of seasoning offerings with salt in Leviticus, chapter 2 verse 13 serves as a powerful reminder of the unbreakable bond and unity that exists between God and his chosen ones. Just as salt enhances and preserves the flavor of food, it also serves to enhance the covenantal relationship between God and his people, ensuring its lasting and incorruptible nature. This divine command to season offerings with salt not only underscores the importance of preserving the covenant but also highlights the role of salt as a symbol of unity and community. In coming together to offer sacrifices seasoned with salt, the ancient Israelites affirmed their collective commitment to God and to one another, bound by a shared faith and devotion. The use of salt in the context of offerings in Leviticus, chapter 2 verse 13 thus becomes a tangible expression of the unity and solidarity that characterize the community of believers. It signifies a shared covenantal relationship with God, rooted in mutual trust, loyalty, and a commitment to walk together in faith and obedience. As we reflect on the significance of salt as a symbol of unity in covenant in Leviticus, chapter 2 verse 13, we are reminded of the importance of fostering community and unity among believers today. Just as salt seasons offerings to signify the eternal covenant, may we strive to cultivate harmony, fellowship, and a shared sense of purpose in our journey of faith, embodying the spirit of unity that lies at the heart of God's covenant with his people. Just as salt enhances the flavor of food, we are called to bring flavor and light to the world through our actions and words, as stated in Colossians, chapter 4 verse 6, "Let your conversation be always full of grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone." This verse, we are encouraged to let our conversations be seasoned with salt, always full of grace, so that we may effectively engage with others and offer words of wisdom and kindness. Just as salt enhances the flavor of food, our interactions with others are meant to bring richness and depth to their lives. The directive in Colossians, chapter 4 verse 6 to let our speech be seasoned with salt underscores the importance of infusing our words with grace, wisdom, and compassion, thereby illuminating the world with the light of Christ. By seasoning our conversations with the preserving and enhancing qualities of salt, we have the opportunity to bring flavor and meaning to the lives of those around us. Much like salt brings out the best in food, our words, seasoned with grace, have the potential to uplift, encourage, and inspire transformation in others. The exhortation in Colossians, chapter 4 verse 6 to let our speech be seasoned with salt serves as a reminder of the transformative impact that our words can have on those we encounter. Through intentional and gracious communication, we have the ability to bring about renewal, healing, and enlightenment in a world that is often in need of hope and restoration. As we contemplate the call to season our conversations with salt in Colossians 4 verse 6, let us be mindful of the profound influence that our words can have in effecting positive change and fostering renewal. May we strive to bring flavor and light to the world through our actions and speech, embodying the transformative power of grace and compassion in all that we do. Ephesians, chapter 6 verse 12 reminds us that, "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places." This verse reminds us that our battle is not merely against flesh and blood but against spiritual forces of evil that seek to undermine our faith and lead us astray. Just as salt has been traditionally used for preservation and protection, it can also be seen as a potent symbol of defense and spiritual warfare in the Christian journey. The purity and cleansing properties of salt align with its potential to ward off spiritual impurities and darkness that threaten to engulf us. In the same way that salt is spread on fields to protect crops from decay and pests, we are called to use the spiritual weapon of salt to safeguard our hearts and minds from the insidious attacks of the enemy. By embracing our identity as the salt of the earth, we can fortify ourselves against the forces that seek to erode our faith and integrity. The act of spreading salt on fields serves as a tangible representation of our role as spiritual warriors, actively engaging in the battle against the unseen forces of evil. Just as salt acts as a barrier against decay and corruption, our faith and reliance on God's truth can shield us from the snares of the enemy. Let us heed the wisdom of Ephesians, chapter 6 verse 12 and harness the transformative power of salt as a spiritual weapon in our ongoing struggle against the forces of darkness. May we stand firm in our faith, salted with the grace of God, and equipped to combat the spiritual battles that confront us on our journey of discipleship. In Judges, chapter 9 verse 45, states, Abimelech fought against the city all that day. He captured the city and killed the people in it, then he destroyed the city and scattered salt over it. In this verse, Abimelech employs salt not for preservation or protection but as a tool of destruction, using it to devastate the fields of Shechem. The act of using salt to bring barrenness and desolation to the fields of Shechem serves as a stark illustration of the potential harm that can be wrought when salt is misused or weaponized. In this context, salt ceases to be a symbol of preservation and instead becomes a harbinger of ruin and desolation. The story of Abimelech's destructive use of salt in Judges, chapter 9 verse 45 stands as a cautionary tale, reminding us of the dual nature of this mineral, its capacity to both preserve and destroy. It serves as a sobering reminder of the consequences that can arise when the inherent power of salt is wielded with ill intent or malice. Just as salt has the ability to bring barrenness to fields and render them unfruitful, the tale of Abimelech's actions with salt underscores the importance of using this powerful symbol responsibly and with reverence. It prompts us to reflect on the impact of our actions and the ways in which we choose to wield the gifts and tools entrusted to us. Let us heed the lesson of Judges, chapter 9 verse 45 as we contemplate the multifaceted nature of salt and its symbolic significance. May we approach the use of this powerful mineral with care and mindfulness, recognizing its potential to bring both life and destruction, and striving to harness its power for good in our journey of faith and stewardship. In the tapestry of biblical wisdom woven around the symbolism of salt, we have discovered its multifaceted nature, as a weapon of defense, a symbol of unity, and a catalyst for transformation. As we draw the curtains on this exploration, let us carry with us the profound truth of salt's significance in the spiritual realm. Just as salt enhances flavors and preserves goodness, so too are we called to enrich the world around us with the essence of Christ's love and grace. Our mandate as the salt of the earth encompasses a sacred duty, to preserve the truth, to purify with compassion, and to illuminate the darkness with the radiant light of our faith. As the sun sets on our contemplation of salt's symbolic richness, let us heed the words of Matthew, chapter 5 verse 13, "You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything, except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot." In this closing scene of tranquility and reflection, let us commit ourselves to being steadfast in our role as salt-bearers, unwavering in our mission to bring flavor, light, and preservation to a world hungering for truth and goodness. May the transformative power of salt inspire us to shine brightly in the darkness, to season our conversations with grace, and to embody the eternal covenant of love that binds us to our Creator. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting a golden glow upon the earth, let us carry forth the essence of salt in our hearts, as a reminder of our divine calling to be agents of renewal and hope in a world yearning for the transformative touch of God's grace. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope this video has been insightful and encouraging. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others who have similar interests. Also, leave a comment below sharing your thoughts and any other biblical topics you'd like us to explore in future videos. Until next time, may the hope of resurrection and the assurance of God's power over death bring you comfort and strength. God bless you.